Well, good afternoon, everybody. We're going to get started here. And I appreciate you coming. I'm Dan Heitzenreiter with the Chautauqua County Chamber of Commerce. I'm just going to help facilitate the speakers today. We have a lot of amazing partners, as we all know. It's a very exciting day here in Silver Creek with the project. And there's a lot of history and background that is beyond my depth of knowledge. So I'm just going to turn it right over to Mark Geist, the Deputy County Executive for Economic Development and CEO of the IDA. Mark.
Thank you, Dan. I apologize because they wanted to get a tent. And I'm like, we don't need a tent, right? That's my fault. Totally my fault, so I apologize. But, it's really great to be here today. There are so many people to thank, and before I do that, though, I really want to just talk a little bit about the background, because the story of this site started really 9 years ago, when this property was in foreclosure, and it was really the foresight and the hindsight of then legislator George Borrello, who really pushed for this property to go over to the land bank, because he wanted to see, it's such a beautiful spot, wanted to see that this property ended up in, being developed for something that had more of a public use and had more of a use that would appeal to tourists and visitors to this site, as opposed to maybe somebody acquiring it at the auction and then just tearing it down, the Hideaway Bay restaurant down, and building a private residence. So, that was 9 years ago. I've been part of the land bank ever since then, and Gina Paradis is now the executive of the land bank. So it's been a long road. It's taken a while. We, between the environmental issues here, talking to a lot of developers, a couple of RFPs. Oh, hey, George. Hi. I didn't know you were. And a lot of hard work, between, the Small Business Development Center, the developers, the county legislature we need to thank for this, the land bank, the IDA. We provided incentives for this project. So, sometimes you got to wait for the right thing to come along, and I think this is the right thing. And really, when you think about our county, right, and you think about who we are and who we want to be, really, outdoor recreation and active living is something that we're really reveling in, and we'll continue to do so. And this aligns perfectly with that vision for our county. So I couldn't be more thrilled to be standing here today, and finally being able to say this thing is actually going to happen, and I'm really thrilled. So I did want to thank so much Kevin Cullen and Christian Eddy, and Gene Tundo, Matt Tundo, and other partners for taking a chance here. I hope that the community stands behind them and supports them in this effort, and I'm just really grateful that we're here today. So thank you all for coming, and I apologize again for not okaying a tent. With that, I will turn it over to Gina Paradis. She's the executive director of the Chautauqua County Land Bank. So,
I think Mark hit on a lot of the important points here, so I'm not going to make you stand out in the rain a whole lot more time, since we have other speakers. I just want to say that the land bank is excited, we're humbled, and we are appreciative of the opportunity to have shepherded this parcel through from foreclosure to redevelopment. We're really excited about the plan. It's been awesome working with Kevin, Christian, Gene, and Matt on the plan. They've been patient. They've been persistent. They've been stewards of the environment. which was really important to us with this site, that we had something that was appropriate to the environment as well as the community. And these are people that understand what it takes for an economic development project to also be a community development project, and really have made a great effort to make sure that they hit all the right marks with this. So we're really excited. Thank you.
Thank you. So a big part of what makes this project so exciting are the people involved, right? And you sense, obviously, the passion that Kevin and Christian bring and the vision that Matt and Jean and others bring. So to tell us a little bit about the project, I'm going to bring Kevin right up.
All right, Kevin. It's very heartwarming to see so many people come out on this cold, rainy day. I think, people have talked about what's happened to this site since Hideaway Bay Restaurant was here. And it's a really good example of what happens when the private sector works with these public incentives. And, Gina's been an absolute pleasure to work with. We started with Linda Burns, Christian and I, and our 6-year-old son out here 3 years ago or so. And just looking at the site, and then 6 months later, we submitted the RFP. It's just real special to see that public help come into a private investment. And one of those special people is Danny Hickman, who's here today, helped us tremendously. And Christine Morabito has been phenomenal to work with. Everyone from the county, and we just really appreciate all that support making this happen. We first saw this site 10 years ago. Christian and I saw it from a paddleboard. First, I've never been to the previous restaurant, and we saw it from right out there looking in. And immediately we thought, well, this vision kind of started right then and there. So to have this opportunity to be standing here now, a lot of years of work and visioning and just putting the work in. Lou Pelletier, the local historian over there, when we submitted our proposal to do 10 cabins here, I didn't know the full history. I didn't know there was fishing cabins here before. So to see that was such a encouraging feeling. And then to get the full history of the site, it used to be a boat building yard, and it's really just a beautiful, special site. It might be the most beautiful spot on Lake Erie. And I just want to recognize the Haudenosaunee people, the Seneca Nation, who's our neighbors. And I'm sure it was a very, it's a sacred site. This is a sacred place. And we're going to continue that tradition just as stewards of this land, trying to be as environmentally conscious as we can, offer as much fun opportunities as we can, and, celebrate momentous occasions. We'll have weddings here and anniversaries and birthdays. So this is a gathering place, a place where people will celebrate. And we're just happy to be the stewards of this beautiful site. Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin. So we have a few local officials who would like to give their congratulations. We're going to start right here in the village. I know I saw Mayor Hornberg. If you'd like to offer a few words, Mayor.
I want you to know that the village would have brought a tent. Real briefly, it's been my pleasure to work with Kevin for the last couple of years on this project. We've had numerous conversations back and forth. I appreciate his vision for what he's doing down here. I've said it before, I'll say it again, that the village stands ready, willing, and able to support him in every function that he plans to have down here. I also appreciate his zeal for trying to bring traffic into the village at Silver Creek commercially in conjunction with this project. So on behalf of the village, Kevin, thank you very much, and we look forward to working with you.
Thanks, Mayor. We also have our Town of Hanover Supervisor, Todd Johnson. Supervisor.
Thank you very much. I mean, it's a great honor today to be here with support for Kevin and his family and as developers and investors. This is something that I've said for the last 12 years that I've been in office, working hand in hand with Senator Borrello back in the day when he was county legislator. We need to promote this region and area for tourism and recreation, and we finally have it. And going back to the days of, like Mr. Pelletier stated, where we had the cottages down here with Foyt's Restaurant. I remember that being a little kid 50 years ago, and then we developed. But we have a great resource here. We have Lake Erie. Lake Erie is a beautiful resource. We can do so many things, and I truly appreciate, Kevin, what you're doing today and in the future with this property and developing it for the village of Silver Creek. And a lot of support, you know, with the IDA, also with the county, the town, and the village. We're going to bring tourism back to the village of Silver Creek that we desperately need. I mean, too many things have happened over the years, especially with COVID. This is the time, and you have the great opportunity, sir, and I thank you very much for what you're doing to promote this region and especially our village. Thank you. Best of luck.
At the county level with us, we have County Executive P.J. Wendell. County Executive.
Well, thank you, and it really is an honor to be here today. I know when I first took office, I talked to George a little bit about this project, and I remember the day that the Hideaway restaurant burned, and they said, just as long as we stave one wall, we're okay. So that was the key to make sure this property was preserved as much as we could. But this is one of those projects when you come into office that, you know, it just keeps going and going. You just hope nothing ever derails, and we're finally here today to realize that it's on the rails and ready to move forward. One of the things I will tell people, I never promise anything when I come into office, but what we are doing and working very diligently on is trying to protect, you know, this area, as the senator can tell you, as the park on the other side of the tree line and the creek bears his father's name, that it tends to get a little beat up during the storms and the seiches of many of us have learned over the last couple of years. But sitting down in Washington this spring with Senator Schumer and Gillibrand, this area is part of a project we're looking to undertake, you know, with engineering plans, and they're in its very infancy stage, but to start to put sedimentation traps or large boulders out offshore to absorb the wave energy and prevent these large seiche activities. And as I'm sure Kevin and his group knows, all the pounding that this area takes, and some of our local residents and elected officials knows as well. So having this project here is another way to incentivize our federal government to step up to the plate and start to help this Lake Erie shoreline that has been battered for the last 3 or 4 years. So positive things. When you get into these jobs, you never know where your world is going to take you. And as I look out, and he probably doesn't remember me, but I know Coach Gene Tundo from Orchard Park out here, and when I hear the Tundo name, let me tell you, if they're involved in any way, shape, or form, I know this will be a top-notch facility. And again, the tenacity and dedication to excellence will be here. So on behalf of myself and the residents of the county, we're excited to see what is going to be created here, the vision that Kevin and his wife have created, and the partnerships that they've developed. So again, on behalf of myself and the residents, thank you so much for investing in our county, and we look forward to a very prosperous future. I do have a certificate here. I'll leave it in the envelope. But it just is on behalf of myself, again, congratulating Hideaway Bay Resort, recognition for your groundbreaking ceremony to offer year-round glamping units with a stunning waterfront view, a 2-story event space, and recreation opportunities. This project will greatly contribute to the draw of our lakeshore and event and recreational spaces and opportunities. So congratulations on your endeavor, and look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, County Executive. And last but certainly not least, we have our state senator and great champion for the local area, Senator George Borrello.
Thank you. Thanks, Dan. Thank you. This is really a monumentous day. You know, back when I was a county legislator, this was, you know, tragic when when Hideaway Bay closed. I remember coming here with my family and friends for many years And then the facility burned, and again we thought, what are we going to do now? And there were a lot of challenges, a lot of hurdles, but I can tell you, working with the town, with the supervisor, with the mayor, the town board, the village board, we all came together and said, we are not going to let this just go off to someone with $1 and a dream. They'll end up rotting away and becoming nothing. We want to plan properly, because this is a great space, a special place. And there we have another train. But, it gets even better for me because I know Kevin and Christian for many years. They operate a great recreational business down in Sunset Beach, on our beach, and they really had a vision here for what this could become. Something special, something unique, and ultimately something that's going to create critical mass for our area, to bring more opportunity for people to want to come out and spend time here. That's what Hideaway Bay Resort will be. It will be an opportunity for people to come out and spend time doing other things in the region to help improve the economic condition, and also make sure that people remember that this is a beautiful and unique spot. And this is truly a hidden gem. And now, thanks to them, it's not going to be hidden anymore. It is going to be a part of the economic drivers that make this area special and what it is. So I want to thank everybody that was involved in this. So many people, the IDA, the land bank, so many other people, the county and the county executive, keeping that dream alive after I left. Thank you so much, county executive, and this will be something special for everyone to enjoy. So thank you all, and congratulations.
Well, congratulations again on behalf of everyone. We're all here today. We're excited, and as I mentioned earlier, I can't wait to be back soon with the big scissors to cut the ribbon and stay for a night. So, without further ado, we have ground to break, and I think Jason's got a plan. So it's yours.
Look to the middle and up.
That's our camera.
Start to stop now. Perfect.
And the labor shortage, keep digging.
Okay.
We'll look right over here, real quick. All right. Well, without further ado. Yep.
All right.